Hello and welcome back to Armchair Armory. And I'm looking a bit red there for some reason. Might be the background, I'm not sure. But anyway, it finished at the It's just finished at the Emirates Stadium as I speak. This might be out a few hours afterwards, but as I speak, it finished at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and I was just trying to collect my thoughts there. I've got mixed feelings about today. I think for 75, 80, 85% of that game, we were scintillating. I don't use that word very often, but we were scintillating, especially in the first half. Brilliantly worked piece of skill by Martinelli, which led to an Nketiah goal, and then my camera is being funny, and then Nketiah goal, and then a brilliant shot from Saka to make it 2-0. I think second half we had an injury to Urian Timber, which kind of deadened the crowd a little bit, because the two times I've seen him, other than highlights on YouTube and whatnot, the two times I've seen him play, which was today in the first half and against City, he's been immense. And we came on for Tomiyasu, and it felt like there was a little bit less, we kind of like stifled a little bit, and Forest started coming back into the game. And to be fair to Steve Cooper, he brought on Iwani and Anthony Elanga, and that sort of changed the game for them. Although they came out kind of second best at the end, like, it was, to be fair, a brilliant run basically from our half from Elanga, and then just, it's a typical kind of counter-attacking goal that he scored. And that was probably sort of like the 15-20% that I was sort of worried about, because I'm still seeing the same sort of, I think Ben White stands off Elanga for too long, is what I'd say for their goal, for the Forest goal. But there wasn't very much anyone could do about the actual goal when it was put across or pulled back for Iwani. But yeah, it's just that sort of kind of defensive lapse that I'm a little bit concerned about, because it was the same sort of thing that we saw last season, where we were particularly comfortable for most of the game, particularly against teams in the lower half of the league, or quote unquote lower half of the league. And then we spend the last 15-20 minutes shitting ourselves because they've pulled a goal back or they've equalized or something like that, and we're trying to hold on basically. So that was a little bit worrying, but I think for the most part, the majority of it was a really, really good performance. And as I said, start as you mean to go on. Like, the Community Shield is neither here nor there. It's always good to win it, but like, it's neither here nor there. So after City's sort of like, Sky were making it sound like they emphatically beat Burnley. Yes, it was 3-0, but it wasn't like, they didn't play amazing. I wouldn't say they were amazing. They were like good. They was kind of like standard City good, but they weren't amazing. And Burnley did all right. Apart, they weren't very good defensively, but they did okay. But yeah, it's you never expect it to be easy with Arsenal. Like, I was looking on my phone at like the 60th, 65th minute thinking, oh yeah, well, yeah, this is going to be like an easy 3-0 at this point. And I knew we'd concede. There was a part of me that was like, I knew we were going to concede, but like, I was hoping it would be like after we'd scored a third goal or something like that. And when it got to like 70, 75 minutes and, Forest were coming on top of us, and Elanga looked bright as soon as he came on, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a nervy 15, 20 minutes. But we got over the line. That's the most important thing. It's too early in the season to start ranting and raving and saying this is going to happen and that's going to happen, because at the end of the day, like, we won't really know that until, 10 feet. We won't really get an idea of where the season's going to go until after, the cup competition's in and there's been a few more league games and that sort of stuff. But overall, I was pleased with the performance. The standout people was obviously Saka was probably, the player of the match. man of the match, and I think TNT, previously BT Sport in the UK, they nominated him as player of the match as well. I think, Timber until he went off was amazing. I thought Declan Rice was really good. It's kind of the first time I've seen him properly since he's joined, and because he was kind of quiet in the City game, but I think in this game he was really good. When I first saw the lineup, there was like Partey at right back, which I didn't think was going to work, and it surprisingly did. I thought Partey was really good. I thought Havertz was really good. He's just got to get better at taking shots first time. Ødegaard was decent. I did have a think that he looked kind of. There was points, particularly in the second half, where he sort of looked. He was still, doing what he does, but he looked sort of out of place, sort of like how Özil used to look towards the end of his Arsenal career, which sort of worried me a little bit. And this is kind of my whole thing right now, is that going on today's performance, like there were things I really, really liked. Majority of stuff I saw I really, really liked. And I was, I think we've sort of, in a way, we have sort of carried on from where we left off. We look really good attacking wise, and very good on the ball, and quite scintillating. And then, we have moments of lapse in concentration, and we give away the ball, and then we can't get it back, and we end up conceding. So there are things there that I liked, and there's things there that I didn't. I mean, I'm not going to sit here saying that like it was a performance that means that we're not going to finish in the top 4 or whatever, because as I said, it's the first game of the season. There's no point in ranting and raving and saying things are good or bad when it's only the first game of the season. It's going to be a very different season to last season, because obviously last season we didn't have Champions League football. We had Europa League, but we didn't have Champions League football, which is obviously a more intense tournament than the Europa League in the group stages. So this is where it's going to be a difficult. I think this season is going to be difficult, and I think if we manage to still maintain our position in the top 4, potentially finish second again, for me that would be a good, and hopefully this season win a trophy. That would be a good season for me. But yeah, so all in all, I think there were positives. It wasn't quite the positive shock of last season at Palace, but there were good things there. I think the 3 signings fit in really well. It's a shame about Timber. I don't know what the latest is on him yet, but hopefully it's not too bad. With people like Gabriel Jesus to come back in, people like Zinchenko to come back in, we're looking like we're all right. I think we played well, apart from a few lapses in concentration. Letting Forest back into the game when we were so comfortable was not something I was pleased about, but it is what it is. But the fact that we won is the most important thing, and we've just got to keep it up with Palace next Monday. We've just got to keep going, and see where we go. We've got United and Tottenham back to back soon. That's going to be interesting. Playing Tottenham without Harry Kane, who went to Bayern Munich today, who signed for Bayern Munich today. Yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've been talking for far too long. I don't know when I'm going to put this out. I'm hoping to put this out in the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But, if not, this will be out at some point. So like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, whether it be Armchair Armory or Playing Things or any of the other stuff I do on this channel. And I'll be back again previewing Palace at some point towards the end. Well, yeah. It'll be the end of next week that I come out with the preview for Palace. So as always, until then, take care and stay safe.